It's the ultimate showdown, van versus bus. On the left, representing van life and arguably the inevitable winner, we have Meghan and
Get
Matt.
up, baby.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
And Sam and
Look
Kelly.
at the donkus.
And on the right side, holding it down for the schoolie gang are Jordan and Sadie.
Hey,
Hello.
And Vanessa and Blaine.
You're bleeding.
Where?
On your whole face.
Really?
The mirror's over here.
4 couples living on the road. Which lifestyle's better? Haha, let the games begin.
Yeah, and now we're going to talk about like why a schoolie isn't better than a bus, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suck.
Yeah. So this is why schoolies suck. No. So we decided to choose a van out of all the options for, you know, our house on wheels because first of all, we think it looked the coolest, to be honest.
I don't think I ever really considered a schoolie because of how hard it is to drive. I'm a very nervous driver.
We went schoolie majorly for size.
So I think the biggest benefit of a schoolie over a van is space and storage and in the width department because this van is a little bit skinny even though it's 22 feet. There's buses that are 22 feet that are much wider so you can actually like, you know, have literal separate rooms for everything, which is really cool, and there's usually windows around everything so they've got a lot of light.
Yeah, you want to show them with your arms?
Yeah, this thing, I'm about 5'9", 5'10", with a lot of hair.
Even though a schoolie has a lot of space width-wise, the height is about the same.
And I can fully stand, and it is very big. We can fit like 6 or 8 people in here. It feels huge, so
It is huge.
it really feels like an apartment.
Inside we have storage everywhere, and even on the roof we have our solar panels, a deck, and storage for my surfboard and snowboards.
I would absolutely love to have more space for some gear because I would love to get like a stand-up paddleboard or even inflatable kayaks or some foldable e-bikes. Well, maybe not the e-bikes, but just foldable regular bikes.
We knew we were going to live in it, and I need to stand. If I was going to live in it for over a year, I want to stand up.
I was befumped when I realized how little these guys spent on their actual vehicle.
Price is a huge factor. Vans are a lot more expensive. We were able to get this bus for $3,500, dirt cheap and well taken care of because it was owned by a school bus company.
We wanted to build something out that really didn't cost a lot, so we were able to buy the bus for just under $5,000. It's a 2010, low miles, very well maintained.
To build out a van or a bus or whatever, it costs about the same depending on what you want in your rig. It can be the exact same cost, but their vehicle costs like 10 times less than our vehicle. We didn't realize how expensive Sprinter vans were until we started looking into them, and we were like, okay.
So we didn't want to go into debt because we were like, going into debt, going to travel on the road just doesn't really make sense for our lifestyle and wants and needs, so bus, much cheaper.
I think that schoolies look really cool. Like, you can really get creative because there's no way you're trying to be selfie. Like, we have a really plain outside because we want to blend in. There's no way they're blending in no matter what. So they're able to paint it whatever color they want, like blue or tan or red, whatever.
If you want us to put like some money into your build and like, you know, experience it and then like that's it and you're done with it, like a bus is probably a good option for this. But if you have a van of some kind, especially now because it's become more popular,
the resale is great.
The resale is great. So you can put a lot of money, put a lot of time and effort, live this awesome lifestyle, and then when you're done, you have something that you can either rent out,
an asset, yeah.
You know, an asset that you can rent out, or you can sell it, and then you might actually be able to make money when you're done with it.
What do you like about vans that you don't get in a schoolie?
Probably the ease of finding a parking spot.
We like to do some street parking, like urban camping, as the YouTubers would call it. And we can do that in this. We're just narrow enough where we can like street park and it's okay. We do hang over a little bit, but I push it a little bit further than I probably should.
We can fit in a parking spot, but we need to make sure we have the overhang in the back.
Vans you can take on a lot more terrain than you can take a school bus on. Like, we take our bus on some pretty sketchy roads that we probably shouldn't, but a Sprinter van would make it down those potholes no problem.
This is 22 feet long, so it's slightly big, but it's just under the limit for most places.
Yeah.
So that was really important to us, is we wanted to be able to go to most places in our van, and we chose that over the bus because that's just not that realistic in a bus.
Yeah.
And you could do like a little bit more like stealthy camping on the side
For
of
sure.
the road. And
Boondocking is
yeah.
much easier in a van, but I would assume.
So if you know about van life it's obvious that somebody's in a van. So when we just are driving, we're like, oh, that's a van. Somebody's in that one. Somebody's in that one. But we've been able to get away by just staying in some parking lots, like at restaurants and stuff, just blending in with like a worker delivery van.
Yeah, because if you don't know about van life, you don't know that this is a vehicle that someone is living in.
And also just the experience itself. It is very loud. I typically just drive with AirPods and music in so I don't hear things, but it's clanging around very loud.
With a schoolie, there's just like a driver and then the passenger either sits in the back, which is not very fun for, you know, bonding purposes. So we like being able to both sit in the front.
Right, and I get motion sick, so if I'm not strapped in like very tightly, and if I'm like moving just a little bit, I'm just gonna start getting sick.
Also, it's not that comfortable. Like, I've tried to sit back here, and sometimes I will, but if I only had the option to sit back here, that would not be fun, because then it's like rattling around and it's just not comfortable. It's nice to be able to properly sit in the front of the car, which you cannot do in a bus.
Blaine and Vanessa, before they had their second car, Vanessa would just sit on the floor on the little step right next to Blaine. So there's not an actual seat there. She's just sitting on the floor.
So that secondary vehicle, we did about 9 months without it, and it's very easily doable not to have a secondary vehicle, but once we got it, man, we fell in love. We just parked the bus in a spot, go into our national parks with the car, because a lot of national parks you actually can't bring an RV or a bus.
And also the gas mileage in these things is not great. We get right around 11 miles a gallon. I think the vans get like mid-20s.
Yeah, around 20 miles even after all the build is done, which is great. Because I know on a schoolie, you get like 8 miles a gallon.
Our gas mileage is about 20 miles a gallon.
If we're like doing mostly highway, it's like 23.
That's kind of a stretch, but yeah.
It's cheaper up front, but then with the gas, you might end up spending the thousands that you saved on the original purchase.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, 8 gallons, you know, 8
That's
miles per
rough.
gallon. That's rough. Yeah, you'll spend all your money on gas. And then you get trapped somewhere, and then you'll be stranded forever.
What's your favorite part about your bus?
I love our kitchen and our dinette. When we hit the road, we didn't have the dinette. We had a couch, but somewhere in Nevada, we took it out, cut it in half, and made this dinette, and we're super happy about it. We love it.
Our kitchen, we purposely made this whole side a countertop because we love cooking, we love hosting, and it's really easy for us both to be in this space cooking together, not stepping on each other's feet. And honestly, if we're running out of space for people to sit, they can just sit on top of the counter because there's so much room there. So yeah, the counter, the kitchen, and our oven.
And the big sink.
And the big sink.
Yes, you guys have a huge
Everything kitchen related.
Yeah.
Our setup, how we did this dinette setup where we can convert it into a bed, it doesn't leave us a lot of room for gear, which we might want to move around later, but it does feel like a real home, so we really like that.
We kept the bedroom separate from the rest of the bus, so we had our own personal space back here.
Our favorite part of the van? You're looking at it.
Yep, our bed is actually a twin-size bed pushed in, and it's a full-size bed pushed out, and it covers all of this living space. We love it, and I'm currently editing the video that you're watching right now. It is kind of like a bedroom back here, not just a bed. And a nice big closet.
Yeah, it's really nice for hosting people on a day-to-day basis, because we do work and do hang out in the van a decent amount. It's nice to have like such a big open space, and he is really loving his toy right now.
Yeah.
Look at his donkus.
It's like elevated on the
At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Van, bus, RV, box truck. As long as you're out there on the road and you're comfortable and you have the vehicle and the space that you want, just get out there.
Yeah, just get out there and have a good time. Your budget is whatever you want to set it to. You can do it super cheap. You can do it super bougie.
We chose bougie.
Oh, yeah,
Also, the best part about having a van or a bus is that you can pee while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
You can just pull over. If we're ever at a stop or something, we're just one of us will go in the back and pee, and it's pretty great.
Or if you're stuck in traffic, you know?
Yeah.
So thanks for watching our video of the comparison between van life and bus life. It's really apples to oranges, and it depends on what you want for your lifestyle on the road. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let us know down below which one you would get, a van or a bus. And subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos from us.
See you out there.
See ya!
My final thoughts is, if you want to do this, get a schoolie, a bus, a van, a car, a tent on the top of your car, whatever you want to do. It's a really cool lifestyle, and if you want to do it, don't let anything stop you.
Yeah,
Pick
this
it up,
life
man.
is accessible for anyone. It doesn't have to be a van or anything, but you know, probably should be.
Yeah.
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 Pick
Team
it up.
van.
Team
Yeah,
van.
team van.
Yeah. But we don't judge.
Yeah.
Someone asked us if they could borrow our van for a month, and I was like,
A
I don't
month?
think. Yeah, I was like, I don't think he realized this is our house. Like, I don't think they realized it was.
Well, also,
Yeah.
if they were going to do that, they better pay you for like
Yeah.
every day that you're
A
using it.
lot of money. You don't have anywhere to stay. That's your home.